Bhuvi grinanti ye hurida janaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings spiritual welfare in life, the spiritual beauty and prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy message. They are the real givers who preach and pronounce the nectar of your message to the suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are here reading the Gospel of Ramakrishna. Today we'll start the entry on January 4th, 1886. That was a Monday, and the master was in the Kashipur garden house. So it was the 14th day of the dark fortnight of the moon. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room. He told him that Ram Chatterjee had come from the Kali temple at Dakshineshwar to inquire about his health, means Ramakrishna's health. He asked him whether it was now very cold at the temple garden. Narendra arrived. Now and then the master looked at him and smiled. It appeared to him that that day the master's love for his beloved disciples was boundless. He indicated to him by a sign that Narendra had wept. Then he remained quiet. Again he indicated that Narendra had cried all the way from home. No one spoke. Narendra ultimately broke the silence. Narendra asking, quote, I have been thinking of going there today. Master, where? Narendra, to Dakshineshwar. I intend to light a fire under the bel tree and meditate. Master, no, the authorities of the Powder magazine will not allow it. The Panchavati is a nice place. Many sadhus have practiced japa and meditation there, but it is very cold there. The place is also dark too. Again, for a few moments, all sat in silence. Master, to Narendra smiling, won't you continue your studies? Narendra looking at the master and him, I shall feel greatly relieved if I find a medicine that will make me forget all I have studied yet. The elder Gopal, who was also in the room, said, I shall accompany Narendra. Kalipada Ghosh had brought a box of grapes for Sri Ramakrishna. It lay beside the master. The master gave Narendra a few and poured the rest on the floor of the devotees to pick up. It was evening. Narendra was sitting in a room downstairs. He was smoking and describing to him the yearning of his soul. No one else was with them. So we find a beautiful picture here. The picture is that it was January 4th, a Monday, and it was dark night, dark fortnight. And Narendra arrived And Sri Ramakrishna said Narendra cried. There is a story that he felt so much attraction for Sri Ramakrishna, ran. And he said that this is the... So he cried means cried for Sri Ramakrishna, cried for darshan, vision. And that Swami Sri Ramakrishna is appreciating or is referring to the aim. So Ramakrishna's attraction for his younger generation boys, young boys, and young boys' love for Ramakrishna. This is both sides it goes. When there's a perfect union comes, when a student and teacher are in the perfect level. So here is Ramakrishna, is always looking at Vivekananda, the future Vivekananda, building him and building his spiritual instinct inside more violently so that he will be blasting into the world to carry his message, no? And also, he is also eagerly waiting, and he says that's why we heard that he's trying to spend the whole night walking to Dakshineshwar and then spend the night with putting some homo fire. Not homo fire, it is called the Dhuni fire. But there is a magazine, so then naturally there is restriction not to put any fire there. That Sri Ramakrishna warned. But you see that the yearning of the heart of Narendra is yearning for God realization, yearning for spending the time in deep meditation. What will happen? See, Ramakrishna is physically present there, but he is feeling more intensely to dive deep into the inner self. And he's saying, Ramakrishna is testing, won't you continue your studies? What some Vivekananda says, he said, I shall feel greatly relieved if I find some medicine that will make me forget all what I have studied. That means how much we pay attention to our studies, knowing this, knowing that. And he is a mastermind. Of course, that was needed for the world teacher. But he says, I don't want to think of anything. Here comes the ancient idea of our Vedic wisdom. He who learns many, he is an ignorant. In our worldly sense, he is a master in 5 subjects. What will you say? My God, what a mastermind, no? He is deep in philosophy, deep in art, and deep in literature, in this and that and that. We glorify as many aspects of science or knowledge as one has acquired, no? But for spirituality, ak gyan, bahu gyan, agyan. You know many, you should know nothing. Because you are frittering your energy in knowing this, and then you say that there is no end of it, you don't know anything of it. And then you know another, then you know another. And people, this is very important for that age, because a turning point of the Indian history. Most of the people are faith believers and they are not studying other things. But here, that learning external science and this new urge has come. But knowing many is considered in the society. That's why the first, when he appeared before Sri Ramakrishna, he was asking the maid servant, does he study? Then what she said? She said, my child, what you are talking of is study. Everything in his mouth. That means books are not necessary. And Master M was puzzled. How How man can be said a wise man if he has not studied a book? Yes, this is the difference between the external view of knowledge and the spiritual view of knowledge. Spiritual view of knowledge is Bahu Gyan, you know many, that means you are Agyan, you are in ignorance. Ek Gyan, know one, the absolute, behind all this diversity, then your knowledge is knowledge. It's totally different. That's why he is saying, I have learned so much, because Naren was voracious reader, no? All types of, that's why when Swamiji speaks on any subject, later on we find in Swamiji's conversation and dialogue, and he's a mastermind. He's talking about the most current stories and description of all those things. We are reading the wandering days of Vivekananda, no? So when he was wandering, he went to any country, his port, he went by a boat, and the port it landed there for 2-3 days as every ship moves from one place to another. And he is giving such a history. He has no book, nothing, but he's writing. And he's writing all these things, history, literature, art. He's talking about everything of that country. So it is very exceptional. But this knowledge, he is saying that I need to forget that. I don't want to have this knowledge. Rather, I want to know only one, that one. So this is you can see this, if we run on the pages, it does not make much sense. But if you think deeply, what is talking about, what the Vedic wisdom wanted to teach us. So this gives a direction. To study more or to dive deep more. If you are a teacher, Ramakrishna said, if you are a teacher, if you want to kill yourself, one needle can, or one small knife you can cut yourself, no? But you have to fight with others, you need a big sword. And you have known how to play the sword, no? So this is so for the world teacher or the teachers, those who preach, for them study is necessary for a different purpose, to serve the purpose of preaching, which is service to God in another way. But for your individual growth, first you know yourself, that is to know only one. No, don't digress your attention. As much you are digressing, your time is getting off. And don't take this seriously now. Then don't give up your own job and other thoughts.
Why not?
No, that will come spontaneously. You feel as Sri Naren says, that Naren cried, Naren is weeping, he cannot sleep. It will be maddening emotion will come due to long practice. If we do it now, it will be haughtiness. It is a mistake. We are not in the same position which is congenial for that type of giving up. That all, when there are sadhus and monks and nuns, they join, that moment they remain in this state. No, nothing valuable for their life. Your high education, high salary, high earning, your name, your position, your power, matters very little for them, and they give up everything. But to keep that spirit is difficult. Then we drop again. Once you get in that mood, one time is good. But spiritual life should be to keep the mood in that level. So that practice, spiritual practice, is very important. That's why don't think that anyone becoming a monk become God. Coming into the campus of this center is a holy man. No. Holiness is something else. Making the mind clear every day, keeping the spirit of renunciation, keeping the spirit of love for God. Tears will roll down for God. Then it is meaningful, no? So that spirit is to be kept. That is the indication here. And in monastic life it will say, yes, don't, if you give up your studies, then you will lose your spiritual entity. How? Because you cannot keep your mind up there. Then Swami Vivekananda made a rule book for the monastics and said that when the organization or someone gives up his state of studying the scriptures and spiritual text, the mind goes down. For us, it is a boosting. For us, we have to study. But for Swami Vivekananda, he has studied so much, he says, I want to forget them. Because it is distracting my mind. Too much knowledge. And this is for extreme renunciation, what is talking about Swami Vivekananda and others. Say, and now after that talk, we find that Naren came down from Sri Ramakrishna's room in the downstairs. And he was smoking and describing to him the yearning of his soul. No one else was there, so it is a private talk between Naren and M, Master Mashai. Naren said, I was meditating here last Saturday when suddenly I felt a peculiar sensation in my heart. M, it was awakening of Kundalini? Narendra, probably it was. I clearly perceived the Ida and the Pingala nerves. Ida and Pingala. I asked Hajra to feel my chest. Yesterday I saw him, meaning the master, upstairs and told him about it. I said to him, all the others have had their realization, please give me some. All have succeeded. Shall I alone remain unsatisfied? What did he say to you, Narendra? He said, why don't you settle your family affairs first and then come to me? You will get everything. What do you want? I replied, it was my desire to remain absorbed in samadhi continually for 3 or 4 days, only once in a while coming down to the self plane to eat a little food. Thereupon Ramakrishna said, you are a very small-minded person. There is a state higher, even than that. All that exists are Tao. It is you who sing that song, is it not? Yeah. So, he is describing what is his mental condition. We cannot perceive this state of Vivekananda's mind now, what he is talking about. He said that his heart is panting for God realization, for having some. So, as if he is saying that, oh, Swami Sri Ramakrishna, that I desire, why don't you, his question was that all others have had their realization. And please give me some. We also say so, no? All are getting realization, why not give me something? Huh? But Sri Ramakrishna said, you first settle your family problem, all this court case going on, no? It is distracting. Settle those things, then come. I will give you everything. But what do you want? What is your expectation? So what he expected, what any one person, if anyone asks that, that will be the highest expectation. That I want to get the samadhi, no? And in that samadhi I will not go like Jivan Mukta, go and come back. Not going back so swiftly. I will be there and get absorbed 2, 3, 4 days, stay in that condition. Baba, 3, 4, how many days he said? I replied, it is my desire to absorb in samadhi for 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days I will continuously remain in samadhi. But for health reason, to keep the body, mind should come down a little bit, just for a little bit, and then go to samadhi again. So that is my desire. What a grand ideal, no? But Sri Ramakrishna then is not satisfied. But that cannot be your goal. You are Dhyana Siddha. You are already Siddha. You are adept in samadhi, no? He was in the Saptarshi, one of the 7 sages in the highest plane, no? Absorbed in samadhi, and Ramakrishna pulled him down from that level. So it is your natural thing. What is more? More is more. Now you have to do much more. What is that? Sri Ramakrishna says, oh, that you, very simply, Ramakrishna gave a beautiful idea. You are a very small-minded person. I didn't expect that you should be so small. Nirvikalpa Samadhi is a small-minded, and Nirvikalpa for 3-4 days remaining is a small-mindedness. But Ramakrishna's expectation is about Naren is so big. It is too little for you. You have come to redeem the world. Therefore, what is your duty? There is a state higher even than that. It is a word to understand all the time. It is a higher state. What is that? We talk about Vijnana. It is not so child-like, easy. Child get a sweet meat. You can grab, Mom, give me one laddu. Huh? It is not nirvikal, it's what you call the seeing God all the time with eyes open. It's not a matter of joke. It is much higher than that of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So to understand that, to get that, we have to understand this line. So Ramakrishna is pointing out that there is a higher state than that. It is very difficult to understand. Is there any higher state than this? That Nirvikalpa Samadhi and getting absorbed 3-4 days and totally lost into that consciousness, and then more is what? But you are always, did you not sing? All that exists are thou. What will happen? It is a transcendental experience. You should have to the immanent experience. Huh? What is transcendental? Beyond body, mind and everything. And when you come down into the body, mind, see whatever is this. Jo kuch hai so tu hi hai. Tujse humne dil ko lagaya. Jo kuch hai so tu hi hai. Tujse humne dil ko lagaya. My heart and your heart, God and the devotee, no? When they merge together, that means God is gone and devotee is gone. Aham Brahmasmi, perfect. That is samadhi state. When it happens, tujse humne dil ko lagaya. Jo kuch hai. Now you come down and see, jo kuch hai, so tu hi hai. Everything is thou only. Everything is consciousness only. Everything is Satchidananda only. So that, and here stands the highest ideal, what is expected in Sri Ramakrishna's philosophy. To see and to feel this experience of that reality which is transcendental, which people see closing the eyes, it should be seeing here itself. My God, in millions there may be 1 or 2 who can conceive this idea. We can talk about that, we can intellectualize something like that, but to live in that consciousness, we cannot meditate 5 minutes. Huh? Do you have a good meditation today? Do you feel that when you do a little meditation one day, come out and you will see how the world is changed? You will move around this campus, around the temple, you will see that everything is vibrating with some consciousness. Little meditation. And we are talking about samadhi, seeing God. So it's a matter of joke. So this is the point. Ramakrishna's expectation is that of Narendra. That's why you know Totapuri, his guru, Ramakrishna's guru. Totapuri has taught him the Vedanta practice, no? And then what happened? He has adapted and he was happy. Ramakrishna also got that, and he was surprised how it is possible within 3-4 days he could have what he has practiced for 40 years. But again, Ramakrishna had to teach this philosophy. When that person was asking for some fire, no? Charcoal for his hubble bubble, no? So hubble bubble, it's something lower thing. And homo fire or dhuni fire is pure. This is pure, this is impure. Huh? And you guy come here to smoke. And smoking versus samadhi. What is that? High, low. This for our level. Yes, you should do that. You must have to separate out what is pure, what is impure. But what Sri Ramakrishna is talking, it is beyond our own perception. There is all this duality merged. It is only God. Jo kuchu hai, so tu hi hai. Whatever is there, it is you, O Lord. There is nothing but you. You or I, whatever. The song says you. Jo kuchu hai, so tu hi hai. And then he was going to chase him, no? You rascal, you want to take my holy fire, charcoal, and to smoke? And Sri Ramakrishna then smiled at that, no? How is that oneness then? Huh? Transcendental is okay, but it has not come into this concept that everything is there. It is there undercurrent. I'm not saying like we fools idiot, we don't understand anything, and Tutapuri was like that. No. But that identity has not come. It is the same divine reality. To who we are talking about? Who is holding the chimta and chasing? Who is running away? Who is chasing? Who has become the charcoal, burning charcoal? Or what is the dhuni fire and what is this fire? This type of discussion does not come. So then he has to have the stomach pain, and he could not. Whose stomach pain? Who has what pain? What is this? In transcendental realization there is no two. But when it is in the level that identification is not yet reached, that's why he had to struggle and go to commit suicide and run over the Ganga and cross the Ganga, no water, beyond knee deep. Oh my God, Ganga, even you go after so many years of silting, you cannot think of how much deep is there when the high tide is there. So now, then he came back to Ramakrishna, and what he said, you don't accept my mother, and that mother is, and go and see. And what he saw everything is permeated by that mother's light, living mother, and that mother is everywhere. You can say mother everywhere, father everywhere, whatever language you say, that's why everywhere one. That is the point. So that is the climax of spirituality. So what should be there in the transcendental level, what should be here? A Kakri Ghat, again, Swami Vivekananda's one, this experience came when he was in my Almora, in the foothill of Himalayas. He was wandering, and there he sat under a tree in Kakri Ghat. Almora, no? Near Almora. Mayavati Almora, in that region. I went there. Now Swamiji sat and meditated. And after deep meditation, he came out with it, and he said that I have solved the mystery. And this mystery of micro and macro is totally vanished today. There is no micro and macro. That which is in macro, that is in the same micro. Micro and macro. We intellectually understand micro and macro is the same, is it not? You look at the solar system, and you look at the galaxies, how much energy is there, no? And you go down to the micro. Today's modern science has helped us to understand. Go to the micro, and then go to the last part. It's a huge energy, infinite energy. You cannot consider. So there is infinite, here is infinite. That's why called infinite plus infinite is infinite, infinite minus infinite is infinite. There is no, you cannot say nothing but infinity is the only reality. Who was telling in one place that is 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So what is that 1 to 2? You can say that how many dots are there? Maybe 1,000 dots, also 1,000, 10,000. No, in between one dot and the other, in one dot, how many divisions are there? You can make infinity. So you go infinity, 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 everywhere infinity. These are all mathematical things, and to intellectually we can grasp, but this experience Sri Ramakrishna wanted of Swami Vivekananda, because his whole mission in the world, Ramakrishna Vivekananda spread. What he said? লোকে যাহাকে ভুল করিয়া মানুষ নামে আখ্যা দেয় আমি সেই নর নারায়ণের সেবক. I am the servant of that one, that Narayana, whom people foolishly talk about man or woman, that God. I serve that. So he didn't serve man, he didn't serve woman, he didn't serve India, he didn't serve America, he served the Atman, and that one, an absolute one. That's the philosophy. My ideal can be preached into a few words, and it is to preach unto mankind their hidden divinity and how to manifest that in every movement of life. Hidden divinity, infinite, and how to make it manifest in every movement of life. You're eating, you're sleeping, you're working, you're cooking, you're driving, all will manifest in that. My ideal, this is my ideal. My ideal can be preached in a few words. And this is the few words. How to make it manifest. That manifest, that power which is manifest it, and manifest in every action. So that is Vivekananda's mission. Even he shall get out of this body like an old, worn-out garment, but I shall not cease to work until the world shall see that is one with God. Baba. So there is nothing but God, only one with God. The entire world will feel that, every person will feel that I am one with God. That is the action of Swami Vivekananda, what he is doing now. Even he is out of body, but his work is not finished. So this is the mission. Mission is that oneness of the divinity. And not only in transcendental level, but in the level when you are in the level of this body-mind level. The high, very high ideal. That was the expectation of simple, through one line, but the whole philosophy of Vivekananda, the future Vivekananda has been given here, the ideal.
Swamiji says, deify the world, see God, don't see God. But how does he expect us at our level to understand and see?
We'll have to go do as he has done, very simple. How we'll reach that level? Follow what Swami Vivekananda has taught. Follow his path, practice that, day and night thing. Swami Vivekananda says, day and night thing, never think you are a body-mind. Think I am Atman, I am Atman. So Hari Maharaj says, day and night say I am Atman, I am pure, I am stainless. Don't go on talking about, oh, I did this wrong, I did that, I am a sinner, I did this bad, I did. Don't talk about that. I am pure. So, not to commit consciously mistakes, that is a double dual dealing. It's not a spiritual, neither anything. Leading a, what do you call, this life of a hypocrite. Hypocrites live like that. We all, 90%, what was the statement Swami Vivekananda said? Or some, how many, 70% people are hypocrites. They only, those who believe in God, out of them, hypocrites are, maximum people are hypocrite. Sincere people will be very, very, very few. And among the sincere people, this type of understanding, for that we'll have to work hard. That's why it's a simple thing. As you think, so you become. how a baby, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, how you are teaching the baby to behave like a man. You are a boy, behave like a boy. You are a girl, behave like a girl, dress like a girl. Huh? And all association around, we are teaching, poking in them. They are brainwashing. So similarly, if we brainwash ourselves in the other way, it will happen the other way. Madhalasa. M. Then he continues, M. Yes, he always says that after coming down from samadhi, one sees that it is God himself who has become the universe, the living beings, and all that exists. The Ishvara Kotis alone can attain that state. An ordinary man can at the most, attain samadhi. Ordinary people, what they can do? They can anyhow, with much trouble, attain there and come back. As I said before, ordinary Jivan Muktas, once, for few seconds, that's enough. You go and touch the magnet, heavy magnet, that's enough for your life. And for a small needle, no? But this gigantic stone, they can transmit that to others. It happens, the example is good, it has come now. Magnetic particle, say a piece of pin, one piece of pin, hang with a magnet. So it is induced magnetism, it comes into it, no? And that can also hold a small needle. And in that, the magnetic energy has come into every pore of that pin. So it should be totally charged in and out like that. One little touch. But normally you want to make a induced magnetism, you have to hold it for some time till it is induced in that. So this is the point. The Ishvara Kotis only, that's the category of Ishvara Kotis. Ordinary people are enough. Ramakrishna said, what is my need if I get intoxicated in one glass of wine? What do I need to know about how much is this in the stock, how many gallons of wine is in their tabernacle? No? So in God's stock, how much is the great joy and peace is there? If I am a small container, my cup is full, I will overflow. No? But Ishvara Kotis are big cups. Ishvara Kotis are like the boats which can carry few people. No? Or maybe little bigger. An avataro is like a ship. So here he says, Ishvara Kotis alone can attain that state. An ordinary man can at the most attain samadhi, but he cannot come down from that state. Ordinary people, if he goes, they rarely can, if they remain for as like longer period, they cannot come back. But Ishvara Koti has the power, because they are driven by the will of the God, Lord, who has created this whole universe. Narendra, then he continues. He, the master, said, settle your family affairs and then come to me. You will attain a state higher than samadhi. I went home this morning. My people scolded me, saying, why do you wander about like a vagabond? Your law examination is near at hand, and you are not paying any attention to your studies. You wander about aimlessly. That is the Narendra's situation. The young boy has to finish his law examination, is drawing near, and by that time the family disaster has happened. But his mind is in God. He is not paying any attention to his studies. The name says, did your mother say anything? Narendra, no. She was very eager to feed me. She gave me benison. I ate a little, though I didn't feel like eating meat. And then Narendra, I went to my study at my grandmother's. As I tried to read, I was seized with a great fear, as if studying were a terrible thing. My heart struggled within me. I burst into tears. I never wept so bitterly in my life. I left my books and ran away. I ran along the streets. My shoes slipped from my feet. I didn't know where. I ran past a haystack and got hay all over me. I kept on running along the road to Kashipur. So this is the thing he was talking. Naren has cried. When he was asked to study, he wanted to study going to his grandma's house, because this house is already in the litigation and so much turmoil going on. But as he went there, I tried to read. He opened the law book and I was seized with a great fear, as if I am going to drown, as if studying were a terrible thing. For Vivekananda, study is nothing, just turn the pages, he studied. His study was so simple. This page taking so much time, Swamiji just turned pages in it. By this time the book had been read 3 times maybe. Just turn the page and book is read. And he's thinking it is a terrible thing for him to study. And then my heart struggled within me. I burst into tears. What happened, I do not know. His heart is pounding. He became terribly frightened, as it were. All his tears are coming. And I never wept so bitterly in my life. I left my books and ran away. Threw out the books. And like a mad guy, he came down from his grandma's house and then ran towards Kashipur. From Simla to Kashipur is only how much? 2 miles maybe around 2 miles distance. And he forgot. He has his shoes. And with the shoes he is running. Sometimes one pair gone somewhere. And he was running. Where he is going he does not know. And there is a haystack on the roadside, haystack. And he passed through that all over his head and body. All the hay is there. And he ran like a mad guy and entered into Dakshineshwar. It is called the pull. God pulls, no? That pure soul. It is like there is Gaurima's story is there. There is Ramakrishna. It is a similar type. As if Ramakrishna is pulling, he does not know why he is running, why tears came. That must extreme desire to feel that reality. Everything becoming meaningless. That's the same thing. Your study, your money, your all meaningless things. It has no value to his condition of the mind, no? And then he running for Sri Ram. And he also does not know why he is running. But he ran and came to the Kashipur garden house where Ramakrishna is there. There is a similar story that I said, we discussed before also. Gaurima was, from the early days, she was very bold, and she wanted to be wandering nun, but to be in India, a woman, walking all over like a street is not safe. But she didn't care. She took 7-headed and wearing gerua and all this, boldly gone here and there and there. And she is Balaram Bose's relative in Calcutta. So Balaram Bose, where his house, Ramakrishna went for 100 times. It's called the Calcutta office of Sri Ramakrishna. So she then came back and was staying there. And she is a Krishna devotee, as worshipping Krishna with tearful eyes and praying and doing that. But a nun, wearing Gerua cloth and all these things. Then one day, Balaram Bose said that you are seeing her devotion. Balaram Bose says, sister, oh, will you come? There is a holy man in Dakshineshwar. I go there. Will you come? I can take you there. Then Gaurima said, oh, holy man. I don't care for any holy man. I've seen many holy men. Because as a wandering monk, I saw many holy men. If your holy man has any power, let him pull me there. Then I'll go. That was the statement, that's the conversation. And that conversation was over. And Balaram Bose said, okay, sister, when you feel, you tell me. Let us see. And she was worshipping, and all this discussion was over. Then she went to Ganga and took a bath and came back and started her worshipping the Lord Vishnu, the Krishna baby. And when she was worshipping, she saw that there are 2 living feet, 2 feet of a human being. She was surprised. It's an altar, there are some, as in our altar there is something, but he saw there is 2 feet of the Lord Krishna. But he couldn't understand what is that. And seeing that, he really, that experience took her mind out of her own thinking. And she was totally weeping, crying and doing all these things in the temple. And ultimately, what happened? Balaram Bose was the landlord, so he had a night guard. There's a big palatial house. So this lady, in the middle of the night, she is roaming around to go out. And the guard said that, sister, where do you want to go? She does not say anything, but she was trying to go out. But she locked the door and then called Balaram Bose. And Balaram Bose then came. Then he said, what is happening to you? She cannot say much. And it went on for a long time, and it became midnight, and over the midnight, then in the early morning, then Balaram Bose said, okay, you will go to see Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar. Then he said, he is saying yes, not no, but yes, going towards the yes side, yes, I'll go. But it was dead of night, so let the morning come, then I will take you. And the morning came, and Balaram Bose asked a carriage, horse-driven carriage, and took her. And this driving, they came and met Sri Ram. Next morning when he is driving, the horses are driving the chariot, they call cart, and then reached that hall, Dakshineshwar temple. Yeah? And the Gaurima was feeling that someone is pulling her heart towards something. The statement is that the cart is not driven by the horses, by the pull of some unseen cord, which she is feeling in her heart. And then, surprisingly, when they entered, it was morning time, and Sri Ramakrishna was holding a kite you put around, like a ball, what you call? Spool or something. And Ramakrishna was winding some rope, as it were, and as soon as they came in the door, said, ah, and left it. And as soon as Ramakrishna kept, and she felt her all pull is gone. So long he was feeling as if someone is pulling her heart and does not know why. It is said that is the horse driving me or that pool is taking me to cast. And they saw. And this is the first surmise. And Ramakrishna finished the winding. As soon as they enter into the door, then that was one miracle. Second miracle, he was sitting, and then Balaram Bose came and introduced that this is my sister. And then she saluted, and she saluted Ramakrishna's feet. He saw the same feet what he saw in the temple, in our shrine room. And then the total change came in. So this is the pull of Ramakrishna. So when the heart is full, probably this type of pull can be felt by them. And Naren is testified that same type of pull. So I burst into tears. I never wept so bitterly in my life. I left my books and ran away. I ran along the streets. My shoes slipped from my feet. He's so mad, he is not careful. His shoes are out of his feet. Where is one piece gone? Where is the other piece? And running to the haystack, and it's all haystack, and got hay all over me. I kept on running along the road to Kashipur. Narendra remained silent a few minutes and then as resumed. Since reading the Viveka Chudamani, I have felt very much depressed. Depressed. It is not ordinary depression. It's called the spiritual equivalent. Discontent, divine discontent. It is divine discontent. So it is, since reading Viveka Chudamani, I have felt very much depressed. In it, Shankaracharya says that only through great tapasya and good fortunes does one acquire these three qualities: a human birth, the desire for liberation, and refuge with a great soul. I said to myself, I have surely gained all these three as a result of the great tapasya. I have been born a human being through great tapasya. Again, I have the desire to liberation, and through the great tapasya, I have secured the companionship of such a great soul, Ramakrishna. M said, Narendra, I have no more taste for the world. I do not relish the company of those who live in the world, of course, with those exception of one or two devotees. Those who love God, excepting that I don't feel comfortable to talk to anybody. Narendra became silent again. A fire of intense renunciation was burning with him. His soul was restless for the vision of God. He resumed the conversation. Then Narendra said, you have found peace, but my soul is restless. You are all blessed indeed. M did not reply, but sat in silence. He said to himself, Sri Ramakrishna said that one must pant and pine for God. Only then may one have the vision of Him. Immediately after dusk, M went upstairs. He found Sri Ramakrishna asleep. See, this is now we got the reason why he was restless, why he was running like that. No? See? Manushyattang mumukshattam mahapurusha sangasraya durlabham trayameva etat devanugraha hetukam. Shankaracharya says that three things are rare in human. First is the human birth. This body is very rare. Only human body is compatible to do austerity, medical, spiritual practice, question, ask, see the vastness of the sky, infinitude of things, and the brain is given to think of infinite. So, question, answer. So, body is fit, manushyattvam. Mumukshattam, having this body to have a desire. I want to love God, I want to see God, I want to feel God, no? That is the second rarest thing. And third, there are many gurus, many blind gurus all over the world. But lively guru, who sees God day and night, There's like a big ship. That's the avatara. And Swamiji says, I got his grace. But still all getting this, I am not satisfied. I am not reached the point. So that is the frustration of him. It is not ordinary frustration. So to be a devotee of Ramakrishna is very difficult. And Ramakrishna's expectation is also very high. But this restlessness will hit everyone someday or other, certain degree, less or more. They are fortunate who had that intense desire. By God's grace, they are moving much faster. But this sincerity, this earnestness is necessary. So sometimes you read the later part of this gospel, when Noren and Aim, they are talking, it's sometimes you feel depressed. You may feel, what are you doing? but that is a good sign that we should feel that we are not reaching that goal, but at the same time to think spiritual life is you have to pay the price. Practice. Nothing comes just out of fun. It needs some serious, sincere effort. And we'll have to do that. And by God's grace, things will happen. Rest of the thing will happen. So, see, we talk about spiritual life, but here is an ideal condition he's showing. What is the guru, what is the disciple? What is the disciple's yearning? What is the guru's action? No? So, and how it is matching. And we are expecting this result to come. We want $1 billion. But we think that we can do it by cheating something and doing something. Yeah? By purchasing a lottery, $5 lottery. I will $1 billion, $10 billion, no. In spiritual life it does not happen. We will have to pay the price of it. Swami Mahendranath Swami used to say, somebody, he was in the old days, he was the president that time, and his own meditation cushion was very old and tattered and not very soft. But he's become old, so it should be a little softer thing, will help him to sit quite longer. And when Pramothananda Swami, who is the Toronto head, now passed away, he was the private secretary. So somebody brought a beautiful cushion, and he managed and put it before, because Swamiji will come, and in India there is a mosquito. So mosquito curtain, other attendants are put. He only, he said, oh, take out that old cushion and put it there. And when he came and he saw that there's something new, she said, where is my cushion? Then this Swami went and said, Maharaj, that has become old and tattered and it's not comfortable, so this will be little comfortable for you. So some devotee has brought, so I put. Oh, take this cushion, return to the person who brought it and tell him, but without shedding tears for God, without taking some hardship, no one has realized God, to take it back. So God realization is so, whatever people say, I went to a retreat for 5 days and got half illumination. That half illumination will be half. Or full illumination, $100,000. One lady used to come in this class. So suddenly she's saying that, Swami, I will not be able to come to class for 1 month or something like that. Why? I said, I'll go to a retreat. I said, oh, achha, good. So where are you going? Now there is a retreat going on. You have to pay $10,000 and 1 month, and your hotel expense, your plane fare, all your own, and only the retreat charge is 10,000. So you have to go and she was not that rich, but she collected all these things. Here we don't pay any $1, and they have charged 10,000. Naturally, it will be 10,000 times good. Anyhow, so she went and collected all the money and then did all these things, and I didn't see after 1 month is gone, but another month is gone. So I inquired, where is she? I have no personal phone number, but anyhow, ultimately we came to know. But yeah, she has come back, and why is she? She didn't come anymore. I thought that she has already lived in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. They are giving Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And then afterwards I inquired, what happened? Well, she went there, but she could not get it, didn't get anything. Well, why? $10,000? Where did it go? And after all this experience, when she said, she inquired, I didn't get any experience. Well, oh, you are not yet ready. Get yourself ready. Get yourself ready. I have given everything, but you cannot take it, you cannot understand it. So it is your fault. Anyhow, my point is that this is really people get disillusion. That does not depend on anyone, depend on ourselves. Guru has given the mantra, practice it sincerely, genuine path, cry and weep and pray, not fake cry. Genuine love, when it comes, by God's grace, things will happen. But no easy path, no shortcut. That may give, sometimes it gives little inspiration maybe. Sometimes you may have something, it may be inspiring, but to have a permanent effect. Okay, so we end here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Oh, one question, two questions are here. Since Brahman and Shakti are same, so why is it that unless Sita moves out of the way, Lakshman cannot see Rama? Totapuri was thought to not dismiss mother. This is the play of mother, Shakti's play. Shakti is this manifested universe is Shakti, power of mother. So this is Mahamaya. It is the Mahamaya's play, what can you say? Why the clouds are here? Sun should be always there, why the cloud comes? And why the cloud comes and why the clouds go away? That's the fun of creation. If you live in sun, then there is never darkness. But if you are away from sun and live in the world, the clouds will come, clouds will go. So our spiritual practice will remove the clouds of ignorance. And that's why Sita is a symbolic way. Ram, Sita, Lakshmana. They are going into the path, wandering days to the 14 years of exile, no? So naturally, if 3 people go and you give priority, Rama should be the first person, Mother Sita will be the second person, and you are the third person, you take this role, then you will not be able to see Rama because Mother Sita is in between. If you don't want to make any travel in the world, then Rama is there and you are there, Rama and you. Sita may be any angle, you can go this way to see Rama. So, point is that it is so long we are in duality, so long we are in ignorance, this Maya will remain. It is symbolic. Therefore, to get out of that, you have to pray, Mother, oh Mother, take away the cloud, take away the cloud. So Mother may send you a plane and just shoot over the cloud, and you see the bright lights of all this shining light.
But when you're seeing Sita, you're still seeing Rama.
Sita and Rama is the same. But Rama is being covered by Maya, Mahamaya. Mahamaya is Mother Sita. So Mahamaya, unless you please Mahamaya, If she does not open the door, then you cannot see Rama. That means, and Totapuri was taught not to dismiss mother. And this mother plays in two ways. Avidya and Vidya. Avidya means who is covering our knowledge, and Vidya is who is bestows us knowledge. Both are mother. One giving liberation, one wants to... See, one mother wants the child to play, so bring some toys. Say some toy, say elephant, one toy elephant, one for cat, one other for dog. All the one child is finished with, give another. This is the Avidya Maya. And Vidya Maya is that when said goes to the mother's lap, the baby goes to the mother's lap, but I don't need any toy. So that is the Vidya Maya. Mother plays in both ways. Mother takes the child, hey, come. And mother says, okay, you play. The mother is not a bad mother or good mother. It is the mother's play. One time playing, another time taking. Can Karma Yoga alone lead to God realization, or is it preparatory and complementary sadhana to Jnana and Bhakti Yoga? Yes, Swami Vivekananda said by Karma Yoga alone you can realize God. But Karma Yoga is meaning, it is not Karma Yoga, but the philosophy of practical Vedanta. But Karma Yoga can, in a way, karma chittasya shuddhaya karma. Karma done in proper way will purify the heart, and purified heart will release the bondage. So it is possible. But our tradition, Ramakrishna tradition, we take all the four paths, Jnana, Karma, Yoga, Bhakti, to make a perfect blending. Because we cannot be always karma oriented. We cannot be always meditation oriented. We cannot be always intellectually analytical mind. We cannot be always emotional also. So let us utilize our all talents and make a holistic life. That is the Vedanta tradition. And another question, does genuine yearning come through practice? Genuine yearning comes when the mind becomes pure. And mind becomes pure means which mind will not crave for any other thing but God. But how I will not crave for any other thing? That is also practice. And that's why Ramakrishna taught us. Pray to Mother, say, oh Mother, don't delude me with thy world bewitching Maya. I do not want creature comforts. Oh my Mother. Ramakrishna's prayer. Every morning some morning we do na. Mother, I am your child. I throw myself at thy hallowed, what? I take shelter at thy hallowed feet. I don't. This is prayer. If sincere prayers are there day by day, and really mind will resonate to that. But some experience is necessary of the world, otherwise it will be parrot-like talk. One should feel the bitterness of life, then that what they are saying will be genuine. I am seeing ice cream, others are eating ice cream, good ice cream, but I renounce ice cream, No, rather taste ice cream little bit and say, hey, this is called ice cream. What is there in it, no? Then your renunciation will be perfect. And prayer. Okay.
Maharaj, now if I see this, it's a table. And Swami tells me to see it first as God, then as table. But now I'm seeing it as table.
We see the table first and intellectually thinking it may be God.
So I just stubbornly say it is.
But stubbornly saying not. Take the Vedantic principle. It is all permeated with infinite consciousness. Table is a form. Chair is a form. Microphone is a form. It is like wave, ripple, bubble. It's what all H2O.
This is the idea only.
The idea, because you are in the mind level. You have to have idea. How can you go beyond idea when you are within the mind?
But the idea will go beyond itself.
Now, thinking this way, idea will be purified, idea will also be lost into the truth. Mind will be, yesterday we were reading, mind will be lost. Mind will be lost into the absolute. There is also, yesterday we read this one, Obhyaso. everyday practice. Everyday practicing this, mind will be, a stage will come when mind will be thinking of the Atman, it will be totally purified in a way and it will dissolve into the Atman. What is the difference between Adyasakti and Parasakti? Adyasakti means primary, the Shakti which is primordial or primary, from which everything has come. The Shakti from which everything has originated, Adyasakti. And Parasakti is the supreme power. It does not make much difference. You can say that Parasakti, sometimes I do not know. I will take both are the same. I don't think that two are different. Only applied in some places, Adyasakti, Mahamaya, Parasakti is the supreme power. These are all these adjectives put to understand the glory of the Divine Mother. What is the Viveka Chudamani? Who is the qualified to read it? Viveka Chudamani is a book, is a Vedanta text for the beginner, not beginner, very, very nice book to who want to start understanding Vedanta. It is Viveka Chudamani. You can collect one book and read. It is nothing wrong, but take a good edition of translation. And that is written by Adi Shankaracharya. Very lucid, very sweet and nicely expressed. The book maybe by Swami Madhavananda, that will be a very good book. Turiyananda will be, rather Madhavananda Swami is better. Prabhupada Swami is also very much easier, but Madhavananda Swami will be, I will recommend. Turiyananda Swami, 3 books are at least Ramakrishna tradition. There are books by many institutions. Viveka Chudamani is Bengali, we are not talking about Bengali here. Yeah, his name says it's not. A crest jewel of discrimination is Viveka Chudamani. The same book named both ways. But I think that this crest jewel of discrimination or Viveka Chudamani, you can have a good edition also. Chinmay Mission has a book. If you want to elaborate description of each verse with explanation, that also is a book. Written in a lucid way, people can understand. But I would suggest Madhavananda Swami's book is better, and also Prabhupada Swami's book. Thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace.